Have you ever found yourself standing in the grocery store, staring at the shelves, and wondering, is this food really good for me? Or maybe you've noticed that certain foods you used to enjoy just don't sit well with you anymore. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. As we age, our bodies change, and so do our nutritional needs. What worked for us in our 40s or 50s might not be the best choice now that we're 65 and beyond. In fact, some foods that seem harmless or even healthy can actually be risky for seniors, leading to issues like inflammation, digestive problems, or even chronic conditions. That's why, in this video, we're going to talk about 5 dangerous foods that seniors should avoid after 65 and what to eat instead. These aren't just random suggestions, they're based on what our bodies need as we get older to stay strong, healthy, and full of energy. The good news is, you don't have to give up flavor or enjoyment. In fact, the alternatives we'll discuss are not only healthier but also delicious and easy to incorporate into your daily meals. So, let's dive in and start with the first food to avoid. The first food on our list is processed meats. Now, I know how convenient these can be. Things like deli ham, sausages, bacon, and hot dogs are quick to prepare and often taste great. But here's the problem. Processed meats are typically high in sodium, preservatives, and unhealthy fats. For seniors, this can spell trouble. Too much sodium can lead to high blood pressure, which is a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke. Plus, the preservatives used in these meats, like nitrates and nitrites, have been linked to an increased risk of certain cancers, particularly colorectal cancer. And let's not forget the unhealthy fats, which can contribute to inflammation and weight gain. So, what can you eat instead? A great alternative is lean, unprocessed proteins like grilled chicken, turkey, or fish. Fish, especially fatty fish like salmon or mackerel, is packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are fantastic for heart health and brain function. If you're looking for something plant-based, consider options like beans, lentils, or tofu. These are not only lower in sodium and free of preservatives, but also rich in fiber, which is great for digestion. And if you're craving that smoky flavor you love in bacon or sausages, try seasoning your meals with smoked paprika or a dash of liquid smoke. It's a healthier way to enjoy those familiar tastes without the risks. Next up is sugary cereals and breakfast pastries. Many of us grew up enjoying a bowl of cereal or a sweet muffin in the morning, but these foods are often loaded with refined sugars and empty calories. For seniors, this can lead to blood sugar spikes, weight gain, and even an increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Plus, starting your day with a sugar rush can leave you feeling sluggish and hungry again soon after, which isn't exactly the energy boost you're looking for. Instead, try whole grain options like oatmeal or whole grain toast. Oatmeal is a fantastic choice because it's high in fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar and keeps you feeling full longer. You can top it with fresh fruit, a drizzle of honey, or a sprinkle of nuts for added flavor and nutrients. If you're in the mood for something baked, consider making your own muffins using whole grain flour and natural sweeteners like mashed bananas or applesauce. These small changes can make a big difference in how you feel throughout the day. Now that we've covered processed meats and sugary cereals, let's talk about soda and sugary drinks. This one might seem obvious, but it's worth mentioning because these beverages are so pervasive and so harmful. Sodas, energy drinks, and even some fruit juices are packed with sugar, which can lead to weight gain, tooth decay, and an increased risk of diabetes. What's more, these drinks offer no nutritional value, so they're essentially empty calories that can crowd out healthier options in your diet. Instead of reaching for a soda, try infused water or herbal teas. Infused water is easy to make. Just add slices of lemon, cucumber, or berries to a pitcher of water and let it sit for a few hours. It's refreshing, hydrating, and much better for you than sugary drinks. Herbal teas are another great option, especially if you enjoy something warm and comforting. Many herbal teas, like chamomile or peppermint, also have added health benefits, such as aiding digestion or promoting relaxation. By now, you're probably starting to see a pattern. Many of the foods we need to avoid are highly processed, loaded with sugar or sodium, and lacking in nutrients. But the alternatives we've discussed so far, lean proteins, whole grains, and infused water, are not only healthier but also simple and satisfying. And we're just getting started. In the next part, we'll cover 2 more foods to avoid and their healthier substitutes, so you can continue making choices that support your health and well-being. Let's keep going. Now that we've talked about processed meats, sugary cereals, and soda, let's move on to the next food on our list, fried foods. Oh, I know how tempting these can be: crispy French fries, golden fried chicken, or those delicious onion rings. They're often the highlight of a meal, but here's the thing: fried foods are typically cooked in unhealthy oils that are high in trans fats and saturated fats. These fats can raise your bad cholesterol levels, increase inflammation, and put you at a higher risk for heart disease. Plus, fried foods are often heavy and greasy, which can lead to digestive discomfort, especially as we get older and our digestive systems become more sensitive. So, what's a better option? Instead of frying, try baking, grilling, or air frying your favorite foods. For example, if you're craving French fries, slice up some sweet potatoes, toss them with a little olive oil and your favorite seasonings, and bake them in the oven until they're crispy. You'll still get that satisfying crunch without all the unhealthy fats. If you love fried chicken, try making a baked version using a light coating of whole grain breadcrumbs and a drizzle of olive oil. And if you have an air fryer, this is a great time to use it. It can give you that crispy texture you love with just a fraction of the oil. These methods are not only healthier but also just as delicious, so you won't feel like you're missing out. Next, let's talk about white bread and refined grains. Many of us grew up eating white bread, white rice, and pasta made from refined flour, but these foods have been stripped of their nutrients during processing. What's left is a product that's low in fiber and can cause blood sugar spikes, which isn't ideal for seniors who may already be managing conditions like diabetes or high cholesterol. Plus, refined grains can leave you feeling sluggish and unsatisfied, which might lead to overeating later in the day. Instead, opt for whole grains like whole wheat bread, brown rice, quinoa, or whole grain pasta. These options are much richer in fiber, which helps regulate blood sugar, supports digestion, and keeps you feeling full longer. If you're not used to the taste or texture of whole grains, start by mixing them with refined grains. For example, try a blend of white and brown rice, or use half whole grain pasta and half regular pasta. Over time, you might find that you actually prefer the heartier, nuttier flavor of whole grains. And the health benefits are well worth it. Whole grains are linked to a lower risk of heart disease, better weight management, and improved gut health. Now, I want to take a moment to address something important. Changing your diet doesn't have to be overwhelming or all or nothing. It's about making small, sustainable changes that add up over time. Maybe you start by swapping out soda for infused water a few times a week, or you try baking your fries instead of frying them. Every little step counts, and the more you practice these healthier habits, the easier they'll become. Remember, this isn't about perfection, it's about progress. As we move into the final part of this video, we'll cover the last food to avoid and its healthier alternative. We'll also talk about how to bring all these tips together into a practical, everyday approach to eating that supports your health and keeps you feeling your best. So, stay with me as we wrap up this journey toward better nutrition and a healthier, happier you. Let's keep going. We've covered a lot of ground so far, from processed meats and sugary cereals to fried foods and refined grains. Now, let's talk about the final food on our list: high-sodium canned soups and packaged meals. These are a staple in many households because they're quick, easy, and often comforting. But here's the catch: they're usually loaded with sodium. In fact, just one serving of some canned soups can contain more than half the recommended daily sodium intake for seniors. Too much sodium can lead to high blood pressure, fluid retention, and an increased risk of heart disease and stroke, issues that are already more common as we age. So, what's a better option? Instead of reaching for that can of soup, try making your own homemade soups and stews. Not only can you control the amount of salt, but you can also pack them full of nutritious ingredients like vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. If you're short on time, consider making a big batch on the weekend and freezing individual portions for later. Another great alternative is to look for low sodium or no salt added versions of canned soups and packaged meals. These are becoming more widely available and can be a lifesaver on busy days. Just be sure to read the labels carefully, as some low-sodium options can still be surprisingly high in salt. Now that we've gone through all 5 dangerous foods and their healthier alternatives, let's take a moment to bring it all together. Eating well after 65 doesn't have to be complicated or restrictive. It's about making mindful choices that support your health while still allowing you to enjoy your meals. Here's a quick recap of what we've covered. Replace processed meats with lean proteins like grilled chicken or fish. Swap sugary cereals for whole grain options like oatmeal. Choose infused water or herbal teas over soda. Bake or air fry instead of frying. Opt for whole grains instead of refined ones. And make your own soups or choose low-sodium versions of packaged meals. The key is to focus on whole, minimally processed foods that are rich in nutrients and low in added sugars, unhealthy fats, and sodium. And remember, it's okay to indulge occasionally. What matters most is what you do most of the time. Small, consistent changes can lead to big improvements in how you feel, both physically and mentally. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a little encouragement. It's never too late to start making healthier choices, and every step you take is a step toward a stronger, more vibrant you. You don't have to overhaul your diet overnight. Start with 1 or 2 changes, and once those feel comfortable, add a few more. Over time, these habits will become second nature, and you'll likely notice a difference in your energy levels, your digestion, and even your mood. I'd love to hear how these tips are working for you. Have you tried any of the alternatives we discussed? Do you have a favorite healthy recipe or snack that you'd like to share? Let me know in the comments below. I always enjoy hearing from you. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life after 65. Thank you so much for joining me today. Here's to making choices that nourish your body, support your health, and bring joy to your meals. Until next time, take care and eat well.